These X-rays are all of Martha Maxwell. But which of these three young ladies is Martha Maxwell in the flesh? What is your name, please?
My name is Martha Maxwell.
My name is Martha Maxwell.
My name is Martha Maxwell.
Only one of these young ladies is the real Martha Maxwell. The other two are imposters and will try to fool this panel. Tom Poston, Betty White, Johnny Carson, and Kitty Carlisle on To Tell the Truth with your host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. Thank you and good evening and welcome once again to Tell the Truth, brought to you this week by Anacin, the headache remedy with a special combination of ingredients to relieve pain, fight depression, calm jittery nerves. Anacin. Good evening, panel.
Good evening,
Bud. Will you open up your envelopes and take out your affidavit cards for the first time? Got your x-rays there? And follow along as I read. I, Martha Maxwell, am the posture queen of the world. The Posture Queen contest is sponsored by the chiropractic profession. I competed against 100 girls in my state to reach the finals in St. Louis last June. The contest is judged 50% on beauty, poise, and personality, and 50% on analysis of a spinal X-ray. As Posture Queen, I have, as you can see, a nearly perfect spine. Signed, Martha Maxwell. Well, panel, are your spines all comfortable, ladies?
Perfect.
All right. You have seen, as I have, the inside story of three very lovely young ladies. And, of course, each one is claiming to be Martha Maxwell. Posture Queen, we'll start this round with our posture expert, Johnny Carson.
You had dinner at the same place I did tonight.
Spare ribs?
Martha, number one. Yes. You want to sit over here now? I mean,
I'll stay where I am.
She goes to the same doctor, I know that. Martha, number one. How many? It's so nice to know so much of a girl before you start to talk with her. How many vertebrae are there in the spine?
I honestly don't know.
Number two?
Well, I'm not sure. 33, I think.
33. That was a good year. And number three, how many? You don't know. I know nothing about spines.
Kitty.
Well, I just think it's dreamy. Number one, who judged this contest?
Well, 50%, you know, was judged on the X-ray, so therefore...
Yeah, but who judged the X-rays?
The X-ray, we had a panel of 3 chiropractors judge it.
Number two, can you name the chiropractors?
Well, the one who sponsored me from Pittsburgh is Dr. Johnson. The other two I don't know.
Uh-huh. Number three, have you seen those X-rays?
Yes.
Well, your spine had a little tiny thing on the left-hand side that went out this way.
Kitty, watch it, huh?
Have you seen that little bump?
Is it just on one side?
Just on one side, yes. You haven't seen it?
Yes, I've seen the X-ray, but
You didn't notice this?
No.
Tom Poston.
Well,
Tom?
Miss Maxwell, I feel I know you so well. I should be able to identify you. Number three, do you happen to know where the Forest Park Hotel is in St. Louis?
No, sir, I don't.
You number two?
No, I don't.
Do you know the Forest Park Hotel, number one?
No, I don't.
I guess maybe you're not from St. Louis. Number one, what must you wear when you have this X-ray or fluoroscope? What is that, the picture we saw?
Well, that was a spinal X-ray, and you have it taken very similar to the way you have your chest X-ray. You stand up against a machine, and you wear a little white sheet like that they give you.
Oh, I didn't see that. Thank you.
Betty.
Thank you, Bud. I never thought I'd see three girls come down in bathing suits and look overdressed, but that was kind of a relief to see that when they came down.
Number 3, what is the prime important thing in posture, good posture?
The thing that you should do is always stand straight, and if you practice this daily, then you will automatically have good posture without even thinking about it.
Number 2, what would you say is the most important part of your body to give you good posture?
Well, I think try to remember to keep your head up and keep it over your body.
I think that I buy that, boy. I'll go for that anytime.
Yeah, that's a very good place for
Yes,
it,
sir.
I think. Where it ought to be.
Not so easy if you're head over heels in love either, you know.
Number 1, what would you say is the most
We
important?
can't because we just got timed off here.
Well, I'm
One
not
more
through
time.
yet, but I have a few
see.
more.
Well, all right. The rest of you vote then, if you will, please, because there's no further time to ask questions and without consultation now. Will you kindly mark your ballots, all except Betty. And vote as you do for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Our team of challengers will, as is customary, receive $250 for every incorrect vote. Everybody set? Okay, Tom, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number 3. She looks the most like her photograph.
Betty, which one do you think is the real one?
I can see through that one, Tom. I voted for number 3 for exactly the same reason.
Johnny, how about you?
I vote for number 2. Any girl who has her head on top of her body can't be all bad.
And Kitty, which one did you select?
I voted for number 1. Number 2 and number 3 each have a little bump on the side. And I'm not an expert on x-rays, and maybe that's the way good posture spine should look, but number 1 had an absolutely straight trunk, and it seemed much more clear than the other 2, who were kind of fuzzy at the top.
All right, fair enough. There we have it now. We're in it right up to here. And away we go to find out how right or wrong we may be, as we learn now from the voting who's right and who's wrong in deciding which one is the posture queen. So will the real Martha Jean Maxwell please stand up straight? Thank you very much, young lady. Do me a favor, stand up again as nicely as you did, will you? Look at that, huh? Isn't that nice? Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, we had Tom and Betty got that one. Let's check on the others now. Number 1, would you tell us your real name and what you really do?
I'm Jonella Singleton. I'm a tour supervisor at the National Broadcasting Company.
That accounts for the bump on the spine. Number 2, your real name and what you really do, please.
My name is Dorothy Johnston, and I'm a member of the Corps de Ballet at the world-famous Radio City Music Hall.
Well, we were proud and pleased to have you here. You certainly start out a ring off with real nice posture on a straight line, proving it's the shortest distance between 2 bumps. Now, in checking up on our score, we find there were 2 incorrect votes at $250 each for a grand total of $500, ladies. If you had fun, so did we. Good night to you, good luck, and pick up a gift package of fine products from the makers of Addison on the way out. Good night to you. And now, panel, let's meet our next team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Vincent P. Dupois.
My name is Vincent P. Dupois.
My name is Vincent P. Dupois.
Follow along once again, panel, if you will, with your copies of this affidavit. I, Vincent P. Dupois, am a captain in the United States Navy. Much of my service has been aboard aircraft carriers. During World War II, I served on both the Saratoga and the Old Enterprise. I have recently been assigned as prospective commanding officer of the world's first atomic-powered aircraft carrier, the New Enterprise, which is to be commissioned this coming Saturday. The Enterprise is not only the largest ship in the world, but also the largest moving thing ever built by man. Signed, Vincent P. Dupois. Comfortable? Ready to play our game? All right. Panel, you heard these gentlemen, as did I, claiming to be Vincent Dupois, captain of the about-to-be-commissioned aircraft carrier Enterprise. And we start this cross-examination with our own Navy flyer, Tom Poston. Army flyer. I put you in the Navy for tonight.
Aye, sir. Number one, how fast does your new Enterprise go?
Over 40 miles an hour.
Why do you say over 40 miles an hour without giving the actual speed, number one?
The actual speed is classified.
Thank you. Number two, how many landing areas are there on the Enterprise, new Enterprise?
Well, we have the axial landing area and the angled landing area. 2.
Thank you. Number two, how long is the axial landing area?
How long is it?
How long is it, please?
I would judge it to be about 450 feet.
Do you agree with that figure number 3?
Yes, that's right.
Can you tell me Thank you.
Betty.
Thank you, Bud. I don't know about them, Kitty, but I think this is more fun than the first spot, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Number 2, it says that this is the largest moving thing ever built by man. How large is the new Enterprise?
From stem to stern, it's 1,101 feet, and across the beam, 252 feet.
Wow. Number 3, how many aircraft will the new Enterprise accommodate?
Well, the exact number is classified, you understand, but approximately 100.
And number 1, how large is the power unit, the actual power unit of the new Enterprise?
Over 200,000 horsepower.
And that is contained where? Now, the atomic power, as opposed to the old engine room, number 2.
Where is it contained?
Where is the atomic energy contained
in a space that would be comparable to where the boiler room would be in the usual ship.
And how about space comparison as far as... Hello there, Johnny.
Oh, Johnny Carson.
Everything.
Captain?
Oh, they're smarter than you are.
Captain,
That relieves my
Captain
mind.
number 2, if you get the another jump in the rank, what's your next jump from captain?
It would be admiral.
You'd be an admiral?
Yes, sir.
What did he used to be?
Commodore at one time. But since the end of the war, they've abolished that position.
How much freeboard do you have on the Enterprise?
How much what?
Freeboard.
I would judge it to be about, in terms of what?
Feet.
Speed?
Feet.
Oh. Would you repeat the question, please?
No, I won't, Captain. See, I was an ensign in the Navy. It's my chance to get back. The only chance I have.
Kitty.
Number 1, who is Commander Calvert?
Skipper of one of the nuclear submarines.
Number 2, how much acreage do you have on the aircraft carrying area?
It would be about 4.5 acres.
Thank you. Number 3, how long can you go without having to put into port?
Well, do you mean in terms of time?
In time, yes.
Well, that depends on the speed, the knots that we run on our cruises.
Number 1, how long would you say that you could...
Right, we'll have to find that out or make it classified on our own here because our time is gone. Our own atomic reactor tells us that it's time to mark our ballot. So will you kindly do so, panel, right now? Without consultation, vote, if you will, for number 1, number 2, or number 3. All ballots marked? All right, Tom, for whom this time?
I voted for number 1. When I saw him standing up above, he seemed to be much too young. But on listening to him and looking at him down here, I realized that his youthful appearance belies his seriousness, and his whole demeanor seemed to be one of a man who could undertake a serious proposition like this and carry it off successfully.
Thank you.
How's
Betty?
that, John Daly?
I voted for number 1 also for the simple reason that he first of all said his name as though he's been saying it for a long, long time. And his stern manner might be trying to fool us, but I also think he's used to command. And I just like the way he said classified. It sounded like he meant it.
Johnny. I vote for number 3.
That's it. Kitty.
I voted for number 1. He knew who Commander Calvert was. We've had him on this show, and I think he's the commander of the Polaris. Also, he's the one I'd want to sail with.
So we have a 1, a 1, and a 3, and a 1. The 3 ones are from Tom, Betty, and Kitty, and the 3 is from Johnny. Let's see how we made out now as we learn which one of these gentlemen is the real captain of the new, about-to-be commissioned Enterprise. So will the real Captain Vincent Dupois please stand up? Captain, I'm sure the panel and everyone here in the United States joins me tonight in wishing you a long and very happy and successful career with the new ship Enterprise. God bless you. Find out about our other 2 gentlemen who served so well. Number 2, your real name and what you really do, please.
My name is George Vigara. I am in the insurance business and the former mayor of New Rochelle, New York.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
No
much.
wonder he's such a great liar. Magnificent liar.
Number 3, your real name and what you really do, please.
My name is Rube Taylor, and I own and operate a number of McDonald hamburger restaurants in Connecticut.
Well, we thank you, gentlemen, and in checking the score, we find that the panel was pretty smart. They got 3 right, but there's still 1 wrong there for a total of $250. And if you had fun, that's a plus in interest that I hope you will count. Also, you'll receive a gift package of fine products from the makers of Addison on the way out, and we thank you for giving your time to us tonight. Good night. God bless you. Panel, I'd like to present our 3rd team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Marion Peck.
My name is Marion Peck.
My name is Marion Peck.
Again, panel, follow along once more with your copies of this 3rd affidavit. I, Marion Peck, am a full-time newspaper reporter with a rather unusual business as a sideline. I own and operate 2 private fire departments with 5 pumper trucks and 10 firemen. While our subscribers pay for our service, we do give free protection to schools, churches, and public property in our area. We have been called upon to fight an average of more than 100 fires a year. Signed, Marion Peck. Panel, here we have 3 persons, all claiming to be Marion Peck, who operate 2 fire departments. And we'll start this one with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Thank you, Bud. Number 1, where do you live?
Etna, New Hampshire.
Number 2, where do you live?
Plattsburgh, West Virginia.
I was afraid of that. Number 3, are your firemen volunteers?
No.
Do you pay them?
Yes.
Number 1, do you pay yours?
Yes.
Do they belong to a union?
No.
Number 2, do your firemen belong to a union?
No.
What do you pay them?
Around, well, they...
Number 3, what do you pay yours?
35 to 60.
Huh?
Between $40 and $65 a week.
Between 40 and 60. That's not very accurate. How much do you pay yours, number 1?
Between $60 and $80 a week.
That's better.
That's real accurate, yeah.
Tom Poston.
Number
Oh,
1, what is a
anyway.
tear sheet, please?
I don't know.
I don't know. Pardon me?
I don't know.
Do you know what pied type would be as a reporter?
Yes, sir. I'm on a very small newspaper, about 5,000 circulation in Etna.
You don't even have type.
Thank you. Number 3, do you actually put out fires yourself? Do you contribute to the work done at the fire?
Once in a while.
Once in
not
a while.
often.
What's the reason water is such an effective fire-fighting weapon? What does it actually do to the burning material?
It smothers it. Dampens it.
Number 2, where do you direct the force of the water when putting out a fire? What's the most effective area of the fire?
At the edge of the fire and work in.
Betty White.
Thank you, Bud. Number 1, what substance is used to smother a fire other than water? For instance, what would we drop from the air?
Carbon dioxide, snow. There's also soda and acid type
fire, and there's dry chemicals.
Number 2, do you know of any particular name of a chemical that would be dropped from the air to smother a fire?
No, other than your dry chemicals.
Number 3, do you?
Dry chemical.
Number 1, where do you get your 10 firemen? Are they ex-city firemen?
4 are, and 4 are full-paid men.
I see, thank you.
Johnny.
Number 1, I noticed that the subscribers pay for the service. What do you do? Have a fire of the month, a club?
The city fire department cannot go outside the limits of the city, and therefore we serve an area about 30 miles.
Number 2, what is 72-point type? What size? Is that big, small? 72-point type.
Gee, I don't know.
Number 1.
That's about 72 millimeters.
That cleared that up in a hurry. All righty. Let's see what we do as we vote, because it's time to vote now. If you will, please, panel, there's no further question time. And without consultation, will you, as before, mark your ballots, voting for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Well, all voting is being done very rapidly tonight. Tom, what is your choice this time?
I voted for number 1 in spite of the fact that he didn't know what a tear sheet was. I think he should have, but I wasn't satisfied with 2 and 3's answers about how to actually control a fire.
Betty.
I wasn't either, frankly, satisfied with anybody's answers. If you must know, I was almost with number 1 until the answer for the 72-point type. I voted for number 3 because she's got a fire engine red suit on.
Johnny, your choice.
I voted for the girl in the yellow bathing suit who was out here. Still working on that. I voted for number 3 just to kill some time.
I voted for number 3. I think number 1's newspaper, as John said, must be written in longhand because he didn't know what pied type was and he didn't know what a tear sheet was. And I think it's number 3, too.
Well, let's see. This time we have Betty, Johnny, and Kitty all voting for number 3. And, Tom, you voted for number 1, is that it?
Yes, I did.
Number 1.
Yeah.
All righty. Let's see now. Hang on there, because you may be right. We're going to find out right now who's right and who's wrong. So smile through it all. And we'll learn now which one of these persons is the real manager, operator of 2 fire departments. Will the real Marion Peck please stand up? Thank you very much. I'm doing well tonight. Let's find out about the others, however, who did well. Number 1, your real name and what you really do, please, sir.
My name is Bill Gallagher, and I'm a doctor at Jersey City Medical Center.
Thank you, sir. Busy putting out your own particular kind of fires, and they are plenty. Number 2, your real name and what you really do.
My real name is Judy Marshall. It's Judy Marshall, and I'm the wife of a retired colonel in the United States Air Force.
You know, one of the reasons that Betty was so intrigued at asking questions about putting it out is that this terrible, terrible fire that just, I hope, is over out in Los Angeles came within 1 block of Betty's home. Spent some time, restless time up there, didn't you?
Yes, sir. We spent a lot of time up on the roof with the hose, and that's why that borate solution that the bombers were flying became very important in our neighborhood.
That's what they dropped, borate.
Mm-hmm.
Is your house smoking more and you're enjoying it less?
Oh, boy. Talk about your 6-6. Let's retire on that. In checking the score, we find there were 3 right and only 1 wrong again. That means a total of $250. But if you had a pleasant evening, we thank you very much for making ours so pleasant. Good night, and God bless you. Well, panel, that's all the time we have for tonight, except I think we're going to change Betty White's name to Betty Wright. You got all 3 tonight.
First time, Bud.
Well,
First time
live it up, girl. Live it up.
Oh,
I'm going after Captain Dupois right now.
All right, we'll let you go right now, then. Good night, panel.
Good night,
Bud Collier saying good night from Anderson and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.